Today I speak to the founder of Sprouts. Now this site produces some of the most watched videos on theories of social sciences on YouTube. The cartoon-like videos very clearly explain theories in a way that can be very easily understood. Now the advantage of the cartoons is that they are immediately accessible all over the world. I just wish I'd had these videos to hand for the students that I taught.
To develop a growth mindset, Dr. Carol Dweck, the Stanford University professor who coined the term, advises leaders, teachers and parents to celebrate trying. Teachers should applaud students for any grade if they studied hard. Parents should encourage their children to develop any new skill they are interested in. Doing this will make them learn the skill of learning, which will also help them back in the classroom.
Welcome, Jonas, to the NAPE YouTube site. We're really grateful that you could come today. And I think I'm right in saying you're the actual, or one of the founders of SproutsSchools.com. Have I got that right?
Yeah, that's correct, yeah.
Wow, that is amazing. And what is even more amazing is, as I speak to you, thank goodness for technology, you are actually 5,929 miles away over in Bangkok. Is that also right?
That's also correct, yes. I'm based in Bangkok at the moment.
That's so as I said, welcome to the show, if you like. And I'm going to start with a question. Where on earth did you get the name Sprouts from?
So we had a video on YouTube about higher education, and there was no name on our channel. Yeah. And then nobody watched that video. I had to convince people who I knew privately to basically go on YouTube and look at that video and leave a comment. It was really hard work. But eventually, through a friend who had a lot of followers, and then one of his followers posted it on some odd Facebook page, the YouTube video exploded, and we got a lot of comments on how to improve education here in Thailand. It was 7 years ago. Wow. And we needed a name. And I told a friend of mine, who was a psychologist, about what happened, and he said, I call it Sprouts, and it was over coffee, and I had no better name, and so we called it Sprouts, and that was it. There was not much thinking in it. I mean, I like the name obviously for what it stands for, but we didn't know what it's going to become anyway, and so yeah, we called it Sprouts. And
I mean, that's incredible. How many years ago did you start? Did you say?
I think it was 7 years ago.
7 years ago. That's absolutely extraordinary. That's incredible, because latest count on your YouTube site says you've got 1.24 million subscribers. Is that right?
That's correct, in English, yeah. We got another 250,000 in Spanish and 100,000 in German, and a few thousand in other languages, yeah.
So you're knocking on the door of 2 million by the sounds of things, which is extraordinary. So what is the sort of driving philosophy behind Sprouts? What are you trying to do on this site?
Yeah, so at the very beginning, with this very first video of how to improve education or public education, we had over 2,000 or 3,000 comments, and we basically got a bunch of volunteers together, and we analyzed these comments, and we made a research paper out of it. And the main feedback was, besides inequality, it was teacher quality. And so we started, if you go back to our very first video, these are videos on teaching techniques. But then we realized soon that if you want to be also widely available and want people to really find your videos, you better make them for the students. But make them for the students so teachers can play them in classrooms. And so now basically our fundamental philosophy is to explain complicated social ideas out of the social sciences in a way that teachers can play them in classrooms, or students can use them to learn or do their homework, or parents can use them to understand what's happening to their own children.
You also mentioned different countries as well. So it is genuinely worldwide.
Yes, and we have one of our most popular videos. Let's say the growth mindset would be available even in 9 different languages on YouTube on 9 different channels. So we are reaching, and this was one of the reasons we choose cartoons, because we realize we can reach people all around the world, and they can see themselves. And I think in education, as you know, as an educator, it's very important that you identify yourself with your teacher. And there's been research I came across many years ago that even a slight change in a dialect changes the retention rate among students. So if the teacher doesn't speak your dialect, you don't trust him as much, and you don't might not follow him as much. And so so we're using cartoons and then translating it in local languages solves that problem.
If you could sort of guide us through the different menus, that would be really, really helpful.
Yeah, so I think the main section for our website, besides the front page, where we list some of our collaborators, and I was very lucky that one day I even got to work with Carl Biemann on active learning. He won a Nobel Prize for physics, and now it's really focusing on education. But the main part of our website is really the video lessons. So basically, we list all the videos we do here one more time. And we also you can search it. You can also you have different tabs here for different subjects, and then you can go in and then you can basically either play the video here, or you can download the video without background music. For example, for this topic, on autism, many people on the spectrum of autism, they don't like background music and videos. So teachers can download them, these videos without background music, and we allow any teacher in a public school to do that and to play it freely in the classrooms. Private schools or for-profit organization will have to buy a license to do that.
Yes, I've seen that, yes.
And then we have a quick summary of the topic, and we have a comment for somebody from our YouTube channel. And for this video, for example, we're very happy about this video because it's a very sensitive subject, but we get a lot of positive comments from the community, from people with autism, who tell us things like, it's the very first time, I can, tell my parents or show my parents how I feel and things like that. Yes. And then we list basically the entire script one more time with cartoon illustrations here, and then we have the sources, and we have some ideas to dig deeper. In this case, it's a virtual experience you can do with your phone to go for a birthday party of how would a autistic person experience a birthday party. And we have an idea for a classroom exercise and some comments.
Oh.
And so this is what we have right now, and it's a lot of work, but it's very we feel very strongly about it, and so we try to keep it updated with every video. We also have a newsletter. You can subscribe it at the bottom of the page, where you get the video in your inbox every 2 weeks. And we have a support section. So if you want to support our work, you can become a Patreon, and then we, for example, put your name inside the videos, and we can. This is one of the main ways we can fund this project.
Oh, very nice. Yeah.
Yes, I think that's the website.
So if we go back to the video lessons again, if we can have a look. So that really answers my next question about popular video lessons. What are the popular ones? Yes, you've got pedagogy there.
So the popular ones are basically the ones which reach a certain milestone on YouTube. That's how we do that. Some of our videos, for example, autism reach already 3 million people in English. In Spanish, also very popular. Active learning is only 250,000, but it's a very, very educational video. They're really focused for, made for teachers in a way. But also, again, I mean, one of the insights when we started this, again, we made these videos for teachers, but nobody watches them, and if nobody watches them, nobody finds them. So if we make videos for students, then the algorithm picks it up because there are many more students than teachers, And then like that, we also reach the teachers, because the teachers realize, oh, I can play that for my students. And so we try to bring these kind of pedagogies and learning teaching techniques inside the videos of the which are actually made for students, so that that there's a spillover effect on the teaching side. But yeah, the popular videos are the ones which reach a certain milestones, and we try to cover all these very classic theories on psychology and pedagogy, and also now economics, in 3 to 5 minute videos.
I like the Bloom's taxonomy, because it's all based on a lemon. I thought that was a very nice and simple way, you know, about a lemon, which I thought was terrific in the video, because it's the first time I've seen it explained in that way. But it does make considerable amount of sense and helps the clarity of the journey of a lemon, if you like, through the different levels of learning. So yeah, well done for that. I don't know who came up with that idea, but I thought that was particularly neat, if you like. What is your favorite video? I mean, how many videos have been done so far, for goodness sake? Looks like lots.
It's 100 something, 110, maybe 120, something like that. I lost count, but yeah, we try to do. We did a video a month, and now we do a video every 2 weeks. And
yes, I know.
I don't know what is my favorite, but we always try to incorporate a story in the video. So in this case, it's the story of a lemon. And another, in the autistic video or autism video, it's the story of Timo, a boy.
Yes.
And so I think maybe the most proud of is the autism, because it was so hard to do to get the language right, and there's still a little. Yeah, there's a little still something we would improve next time. So we might make a second version, but so far the feedback has been amazing, and so maybe this is my favorite. I don't know, but
that's interesting. You should say that. So you could have an autism spectrum 2. You know, like films.
If we have the resources, eventually we would like to, revisit the topic with the, a lot of the comments we get, and then, make a second version at one point. Yeah. But at the moment we have a lot of backlog of other topics we want to cover first before we do that.
Yes, because you've actually got a sub-menu about are there any videos you think could be made? It's under video lessons, I think. And there's a whole list, some of which, suggest a topic. That's the one. Suggest a new topic. I'm glad your menu does that. It keeps popping in and that. Yeah, so you've got various suggestions here. I mean,
so we open this up, and anybody can suggest something. Anybody can submit a new topic, and then can upvote it himself, or invite, let's say, their followers or friends to upvote it for them, or add a comment. All we want is a Wikipedia link, or a source to the topic. And so we're working on these ones: emotional intelligence, nature versus nurture, cognitive dissonance, fluid versus crystal intelligence at the moment, and a few others. So we are very busy. We have a few hundred topics almost here suggested already, or more than 100 already suggested here. And
I mean, so some of these are very specialized fields. Do you get somebody, do you get advice, or do you have an advisory panel or series of professors who will confirm that what the video is saying is correct?
Yeah, so what we do at the moment is basically how it works is I would usually write the script myself at the beginning, based on mostly Wikipedia, and then the fundamental research, like the actual research paper, and then we have in our team Ludo, and he's a PhD student in neuroscience. He's writing his thesis right now. He's doing actual experiments with electrodes connected to human brains in a hospital in Barcelona. And since over a year, he's basically fact-checking all our videos. But on top of this, we have for every specific video, if, for example, for autism, we had a psychologist who helped us on getting the terms and the research right. For the video on active learning, I was lucky to work with Carl Wieman. He logged in. This was a kind of a highlight on our project so far. It was like, I think 11 o'clock at night in Bangkok, and I was looking at a script of active learning, and I see Carl Wieman logs in. We had invited him, but we had no idea that he would actually do it. And he started editing the script and right in front of my eyes on Google Docs, and I was like, it was very, very amazing to see. And then he made comments here and there, and we discussed on comments. And at the end, the video was finished. And yeah, so we have for certain topics, we did a video on the Hoffman process, and we had the head of the Hoffman Institute from Germany do the script with us. So we try to find the leading experts or one of the leading experts in the field for some topics, not for all, but for some topics which are especially difficult, we try to have that.
And of course, you're faced with the difficulty of keeping the videos up to date. I mean, that must be problematic in its own right. About new ideas, new theories. I don't know if you can do that.
But we try to always work on timeless concepts or use theories which have been around for a long time, and obviously we try to be very objective in a way that we leave it really to the students and the teachers to discuss whether this is still relevant or not. I mean, because research is changing all the time, and I don't know if you know, but just recently they found out that identical twins are not that identical actually. So these things are, this is relatively recent. I think it was six months ago. And so we try not to necessarily give the answer. What is the right answer? We try to better ask the right question at the end, and have the teachers and the students find the right answers for themselves, and also, in the name of science.
Yes, I noticed on one video that there's a question right at the end which says, so what do you think? What's your reaction to this? As if to say to the student, you need to actually find out some more. There's some notes and stuff. Perhaps you need to do a bit more research to fill in these characters. But it's a great starting place. And is there anything else you wanted to add to our discussion this morning? Well, in your case,
I would just like to check one more time show this page on the impact. So this is what I mentioned before. This is one of our videos on the growth mindset that was done with one of our very first videos at the very beginning, so 7 years ago.
Yes.
And this is how the views, we make a video, they're not usually very popular at the beginning, because we don't try to basically cater to trends or make something, clickbait. But our videos rank very high on YouTube search. So if you search for growth mindset, it might be number 1 or 2 or 3, depending on where you search from.
Yes.
And so over time, we get a lot of views. And so this video was now viewed around 2.5 million times. On average, it's viewed around 50,000 times a month. This video is available in total in 10 different regions around the world in native languages. So these are the dark green, and then in light green, you will see all the other countries it's played in English.
Yes.
So basically we reach around almost 130 countries every month with this video. It's accessible in many different platforms on YouTube, obviously, but we also found all these other educational platforms to embed our videos into their own platforms.
To know, yes.
And then this is we can see if somebody steals our videos, and this happens every day. But usually we don't do anything about it. And sometimes we look, if it's a long video and they embed ours, we look what it is. And we found that, for example, somebody ripped our video and used it in a Zoom class, and then they uploaded the Zoom class. And it was somewhere in Nigeria during the COVID pandemic. And so we see actual students learning with our video and the discussions they have afterwards, which is very beautiful. And so, this single video didn't cost us much to do, but because of all these volunteers and local language partners, we reach 50,000 people every month with it in different languages. And often these people are students, and often these videos are played by their teachers. And so it's very meaningful. And that's extraordinary.
The audiences you reach Oh, there they are there. Yes.
Yeah, these are the languages we publish in, and so you can see in English we have now 70 million views, in German 3 million, in Thai 1 million, in Turkish 30,000 views, and in Spanish 7 million. Then we have a little bit of Hindi, a little bit of Urdu, and also Chinese is picking up a lot. So we just reached the first 1,000 subscribers, and now we have 3,000 already.
Yes,
and yeah,
as you say, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's extraordinary. I mean, I said to you before we started recording that I came across Sprouts, and I thought, as an ex-university lecturer, I wish I'd seen these videos 15 years ago. Unfortunately, you weren't operating 15 years ago. I accept that, but it would have been so useful to explain different aspects of what they were studying, whether it's a theory or an understanding. So I should think students across the world are most grateful to Sprouts. So a very big thank you, and for making it so accessible. And you've clearly established that it's been accessed across the world in lots of different languages. So there's certainly a big thank you. And I'm hoping that all our viewers, all our students, all those who are studying to be teachers in our primary schools, now are aware of your site and will access it, particularly if they're doing a dissertation or something which needs a lot of explanation. They can clear the cobwebs away as soon as they see this video. So very many thanks to you and your organization for today. And you know, perhaps we'll meet again sometime. But thank you very much indeed for showing us your website and explaining how Sprouts started and how it's indeed growing into bigger and bigger Sprouts. Thanks for that.
Yeah, thank you too. And yeah, it's been a pleasure to talk to Nate and you. And yeah, thank you very much for this interview.
Thank you. Bye-bye.